This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by North Shore Community College. If you have the will to attend college, we have the way for you to earn your degree.
Good morning and welcome to LCTV News. I'm Dani Vittori, and this week, the city celebrated Halloween, the MBTA was discussed, and grants were given out. On the Lynn Lowdown, we had Chris Gomez, Director of Elder Services. Here's the news for Friday, November 4th, 2022. The Lynn Public Schools are in their second year of expanding social-emotional learning and have named an executive director for the program. Tina Hofnagel, who has been the assistant emotional learning director for the past 2 years, has been appointed to the role. The use of a clinical model came mostly from the pandemic. The most common social and emotional issues in adolescence, according to Hofnagel, are anxiety and depression, which have only been made worse by COVID-19. She began as a social worker in 1976, working in a variety of roles before switching to social work in schools. As the executive director, she will play an essential role in incorporating social-emotional learning practices into the academic course of study. Some of these practices are simple, such as having staff greet students as they enter class, or giving them short breaks to reset their brain during the day. Hofnagel hopes that counselors will be able to connect with students as they go through this process. Back in 2018, the City of Lynn unanimously voted to pass a ruling against wage theft. They also established a committee whose purpose is to handle cases of missing or incomplete payment. The Wage Theft Advisory Committee returned the week of October 17th for their first meeting since going on hiatus during the pandemic. They plan to establish a stronger connection with the Attorney General's office to better enforce the wage theft ordinance. A committee chair was also elected, Justin Anschwitz, who says that construction workers not being paid is one of the most common forms of wage theft. Also, quote, "We want to reestablish now that the pandemic is mostly over or at least manageable," end quote. The committee also wants victims of wage theft to be aware of the resources available to them and how to access them. The City of Lynn will receive a $3.7 million grant from the MassWorks Infrastructure Program to help with the rehabilitation of Hanson Street. This street will eventually be used as an entrance to future housing developments at the South Harbor site, the waterfront, and Lynn Harbor Park. The changes being made are based on the MassDOT's Complete Streets Best Practices program. According to Senator Brendan Creighton, this will increase public access to the waterfront. Representative Daniel Cahill agreed with these sentiments, believing that the waterfront has been in need of government funding for years. Mayor Nicholson had similar thoughts, as he believes this will allow the public better access to the redeveloped waterfront, as well as improving transportation in the city. Referencing Housing Development EDIC Executive Director James Caudell discussed how the $100 million housing construction project is just the first step in reimagining the Lynn Way. The City of Lynn's Inspectional Services Department is introducing a new online portal for permitting and payments. It can be accessed by going to lynnistportal.com. This portal will allow both contractors and homeowners to see all permits applied and paid for, as well as check the status of permits and inspection dates all on one dashboard. The portal went live on November 1st, but paper applications will still be accepted until January 1st of 2023, when all permitting will be completed online. There are also public computers residents can use in the ISD office, room 403 of City Hall. To read the full press release, go to our website, lyntv.org. On Wednesday night, the MBTA held their first in-person public hearing since the start of the pandemic. There was an online audience as well as about 24 Lynners sitting in the auditorium. The MBTA will also be conducting a feasibility study to design a temporary platform for commuters to use while the station is closed. There is also the plan to add new elevators, a full access platform, as well as security cameras and lights to make the station safer. The panel was asked multiple times for an estimated timeline before answering that they are looking at 18 months to 2 years for when they can finish constructing a temporary platform. There will also be about 500 spaces available for use in the parking garage, with the top 2 floors currently closed. When asked if there was a plan to demolish and rebuild the parking structure, the MBTA Deputy Chief of Staff responded that they had not yet decided on a plan for the parking garage. City officials held a press conference regarding Question 4 on Friday, the 28th. City and state representatives were in attendance, as well as those from the New Lynn Coalition. Here's a clip from the meeting.
My name is Brendan Crichton. I represent the communities of Lynn, Lynnfield, Marblehead, Nahant, Saugus, and Swampscott. And for the past 4 years, I've been the lead Senate sponsor of the Work and Family Mobility Act. But this bill has really been around for close to 2 decades at this point. We've put in so much work and have done so in collaboration with labor, with community organizations, and with the people at the ground level. And that continued through this last session where we were able to get the bill out of committee for the first time and to move it to the floor for a vote, which we were able to win a supermajority, overwhelming majority of both the House and Senate to override Governor Baker's veto. This bill, like I said, is the product of a lot of work from the ground level up and a lot of compromise. And the reason we have been successful is because we've listened to all voices. And that includes, in particular, law enforcement, from our district attorneys to our sheriffs to our chiefs of police to the police on the ground level. We have worked closely with them.
To watch the full conference, go to lyntv.org. Later that day, the Family Forward Resource Center held a Halloween Carnival. Kids showed up in costumes to get candy and explore the decorated tables. Take a look.
We are having our community Halloween event today. Similar to what we do with the Lynn Family Resource Center, anytime a family needs anything, any resources, they need assistance applying for anything, we help them. So we figure the Halloween season, it's cold outside, it's getting darker, you might not want to trick or treat, and it's on a Monday this year. So we wanted to create an event where families can come in, they have a safe place to trick or treat. We have a bunch of candy, a bunch of setups, and it's a really nice event for us to have. We're in the community, you know. We do a lot more than just helping people through some of their tough times. We want people to know that we're here for like good stuff as well, and that we're providing a nice, fun place for kids and other young adults in the community to come to. I just want to thank my team. We all did a great job. I love our costumes, and we all were super dedicated to this event, like always. I'm so blessed to work with people who care and genuinely do, so I want to thank my entire team.
Tuesday, November 1st, the City of Lynn held Halloween at City Hall. There were treats, pumpkin painting, and other activities. Here's a look at the event.
I'm the City of Lynn's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, and actually this event was born from an initiative that Human Resources or Personnel Department and I first started when I came on the job about a year and a half ago. It's the employee resource groups for the city. So we have multiple employee resource groups, which is a space that's open to all of our city workforce to come together and talk about a bunch of different topics. And this actually was born out of one of our employee resource groups, an idea to get together, to celebrate Halloween, to do something fun for the community. So this is how we got here. And I want to give a shout out to the planning team, which was myself, Zosha Van Meter from Inspectional Services, Chris Gomez from the Lynn Senior Center, Allison Hart from the Personnel Department. So people are walking the hallways right now. The departments, 11 departments volunteered to do a table decorating contest. So every table has a different theme. Right across from us, we have Coco inspired by the movie Coco from Disney. We have The Nightmare Before Christmas. We have a Witch's Brew. We have a graveyard cemetery haunted theme. So there's so many themes in this hallway right now. So people are walking around and are going to be able to, we're going to invite the community to vote on their favorite table and we will crown a winner. And then in 402, we have kids activities, we have pumpkin painting, we have coloring books for kids and tons of pizza.
On October 3rd, LCTV hosted the Baker Polito Urban Agenda Grant Program celebration. This round of One Stop is awarding more than $413 million in grant awards, supporting 337 development programs in 169 communities. The City of Lynn received a grant, as well as the Latino Support Network. Here's more from the event.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm thrilled that I'm able to join all of you for this really exciting announcement. This award program is a tremendous step forward for the City of Lynn. Some really amazing projects have been funded through the Housing and Economic Development's Urban Agenda Award program, and we are so grateful for the investment.
We had a great event here today, Lynn, to celebrate our Urban Agenda program. Now, the Urban Agenda program is one of 12 programs in our Community One Stop for Growth. It's a great way to deliver wonderful programming to our cities and towns in a streamlined, collaborative manner. The City of Lynn, by the way, has 2 Urban Agenda Awards today and 6 other awards through the One Stop, which will really help move Lynn forward and achieve a number of its development goals.
As a nonprofit, anytime you receive any funding and it's sort of unexpected, it's always very welcoming. And something about this grant in particular that is meaningful is that it's recognizing that a lot of our communities have solutions, have ideas on how to improve our socioeconomic development.
Now for the sports update. The Lynn English Bulldogs football team secured their 4th win in a row against Medford, 8-0. They have climbed all the way back from a 4-0 start to now be 4-4 on the year. Jarvin Simon scored the Bulldogs' only touchdown, rushing through the Medford defense into the end zone. At the Greater Boston League Cross Country Championship, siblings Iman and Madison McHale recorded stellar times, with Iman coming in 4th and Madison coming in 8th overall. The Lynn Classical Rams lost to the Everett Crimson Tide 30-0 last Friday to drop the football team to 5-2 on the season. The girls' soccer team had an impressive season, finishing at 15-2-1. In those 18 games, they only allowed 4 goals. They were led by first-year head coach Jessica Gambal, who was hired just a few days before the start of the 2022 season. The 38th ranked Rams are now focused on the postseason as they will play 27th seeded Wachusett Regional. Lynn Tech football was defeated by Manchester Essex by a score of 43-14, while the girls' soccer team fell just short of the postseason, losing their final game to Fontbonne 5-3 for a season record of 7-9-3. The boys' team lost in the vocational semifinals 4-0 to Greater Lowell. At 9-4-5, they also qualified for the MIAA State Championship as the 12 seed and will be playing the 21st ranked Lundberg at home. The St. Mary's football team beat Archbishop Williams last Friday 35-19 to clinch the Catholic Central League title. Running back David Brown scored 5 touchdowns for the Spartans as they continue their strong showing, moving to 7-1. The boys soccer team tied Greater Lowell Tech 1-1 on a stoppage time goal by Nick Miller, which ricocheted into the net. This improbable shot moves the Spartans to 11-4-3. As the 31st ranked seed, they will host 34th ranked Auburn in the first round of playoffs. The New England Patriots are back to 500 after defeating the New York Jets 22-17 to move to 4-4. Mac Jones was once again back at the QB1 position, going 24 for 35 for 194 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Nick Folk was the star of the game, hitting 5 field goals with a long of 52 yards, scoring 16 of the Pats' 22 points. The Jets had the momentum in the first half and looked like they were in full control. However, a pick six by Jet Michael Carter II was called back on a roughing the passer penalty. The Patriots then scored a field goal going into halftime before scoring another 13 unanswered points in the third. Ramondre Stevenson had another impressive performance, going 72 yards on 7 carries. On defense, Devin McCourty had 2 interceptions, including one right against the sideline. They will now travel back home to face the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday, October 6th. The Boston Celtics are 4-3 and were victorious over the Washington Wizards 112-94 on Sunday. Guard Malcolm Brogdon scored 23 points and had 4 assists in 23 minutes of play off the bench. Jaylen Brown was once again the leading scorer with 24 points. The Celtics came out strong, scoring 34 points in the first quarter compared to the Wizards' 15. The defense was rock solid, with the Wizards only shooting 38.8% from the field and were just 7 of 32 for three-pointers. The Celtics then lost 113-114 in overtime versus the Cleveland Cavaliers on Wednesday night. At 10-1-0, the Bruins sit atop the Atlantic Division and currently have a 7-game winning streak after blanking the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-0 on October 28th, defeating the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-5 in overtime on November 2nd, and winning over the New York Rangers 5-2 on the 3rd. Against the Blue Jackets, David Pastrnak was the leading scorer with a goal and assist. Center Charlie Coyle, left winger Jake DeBrusk, and defenseman Matt Grzelcyk scored the other 3 goals. All the scoring was done in the first 2 periods, with the Bruins scoring 3 in the second. The Bees' defense once again held strong, with goalie Linus Ullmark getting 30 saves. Against the Penguins, Ullmark and Jeremy Swayman split the goaltending duties, while defenseman Hampus Lindholm had a goal and 3 assists, including the game winner on a breakaway 3.5 minutes into overtime. Lindholm also notched another goal versus the Rangers, with the Bruins scoring 4 of their 5 goals in the third period. On the Lynn Lowdown, we had Chris Gomez, the Director of Elder Services at the Lynn Senior Center, to discuss their new pilot computer initiative as well as other new programs. Here is the Lowdown. Good morning and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on Chris Gomez, the Director of Elder Services for the City of Lynn on Zoom. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Dani.
It's great to see you again, even if it is virtual.
Yeah.
So a big thing I wanted to talk about was you announced in your last meeting that you're going to be doing a pilot program with seniors for like seniors with computers. Would you talk about that a little bit?
Yes. So, through the pandemic, we came to find out that there was a huge digital divide with Lynn seniors and, digital equity. So part of the program is we're going to teach seniors the fundamentals of using a computer, making a Word document, signing into Zoom, accessing your email, how to write an email, the fundamentals. It'll be a 15-hour course, which will be taught by my staff. And then at the culmination of the course, the computers the seniors were actually working on, we'll give them to them for free to be able to take them home, and we'll give them a free year of internet. This is in collaboration with Tech Goes Home and ECCF.
That sounds like a great program to have, really teaching them about it. I know a few people who could use that.
Yes. Even in my own family, like my grandma would always call me, or my aunts, uncles, how do you do this? How do you do that? So I think this will fill a great need in our population and for the city as a whole. So we're really excited to start this program, and yeah.
That does. It sounds incredible. Do you know when you'll be starting it? Like, how's the process going?
So both of our teachers have gotten certified, and tentatively we're looking to start the program at the end of December or early January.
Oh, great. So you're almost there. You're getting right there for it.
Yes. So we're really excited, and at the culmination of our first class, then we'll keep doing more and more classes. Mm-hmm. So if space is limited, so if you can't get into the first class, then it's all right. You'll be able to get into the second or third.
Yeah, because I was going to ask how many people are in, like, per class. How big are they?
So each class is supposed to be between 10 to 15 people.
Oh, great. So pretty small, so they can get some good one-on-one help. Kind of what you're thinking.
Yes, which is really important because, as you know, when you do anything that's kind of new to you, you kind of need that one-on-one attention to really grasp it and understand all the concepts. And
oh, yeah, definitely. I know I've even had my dad before kind of yelling at me, Dani, how do you do this thing? So, yeah, that would be a great program to have. And it's a pilot program, so does that mean in the collaboration they're hoping to maybe start at Lynn and then expand it beyond, or how would that work?
Yeah, so it's supposed to start in Lynn at the Senior Center. Oh. And then the hope is to, continue growing into all the senior centers in Massachusetts.
That would be amazing. And it's just so great that Lynn is getting that you get to start it.
Well, yeah. So what had happened is around sometime in the winter, we had gone to like a digital equity competition at UMass Lowell, and I had to write a report and come up with a whole programming, and it was pretty intense. I got there, there was like 40 cameras and all these judges, and I was like, wow, what did I get myself into? So I got there, I kind of pitched this idea because eventually we want to incorporate, the high schools for the kids to get in on this program and teach the seniors, teach the teacher model. So when I presented it at this competition, they loved it, and it was recorded and submitted live and put out everywhere. And someone reached out, they're like, wow, I really like your idea, and we could kind of collaborate and make this happen. And the Lynn Senior Center should be the pilot site as well as the PVD Senior Center.
Oh, that's amazing. That sounds like just such a great thing, and I'm glad you got the collaboration to really build on it. That does sound like a phenomenal idea.
Yeah. I mean, the collaboration is key because that free year of internet is going to be big for a lot of seniors, and the free the free Google all-in-one devices is big as well. So, you know, I'm really thankful for Tech Goes Home and ECCF for collaborating with us on this.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And I guess you're talking about like expanding programs. What else have you been thinking about in terms of programming, like new ones, expanding existing ones?
Yeah, so, you know, we're always looking to, we get a lot of, every month we do a meeting, we get feedback from our seniors on what programs they want and what are some things that we can bring to, you know, in the future. This month we just started our diabetes workshop.
Oh, great.
So it teaches the seniors how would I put it? How to control their diabetes better on a day-to-day basis, how to live with it, how to live with it appropriately. And we also have our balance workshop, which is teaches the seniors how to do exercises that help improve balance and what to do in the case of an emergency when you fall, how to get up properly, use the proper mechanics. These classes have been a hit. They're packed, both classes. They're limited space, but you know, we filled every spot and we hope to continue. Our first, so after, this is a 15-week course. No, I'm sorry, 9-week course. So our first graduation class for those workshops will be November 22nd, and then we hope to start another one up in December for both again.
Yeah, I'd say so. Those sound like really good. And your programming, it seems like you do a lot of practical things, as well as things that seniors enjoy, but also really skills that they can use and then kind of take back to their homes or wherever they are.
Yes. You know, we do exercise groups here. We did the gardening in the summer. The gardening was a hit, you know, farm to fork. So we want to grow our own food, you know, work on the garden, work on it daily, and then eventually, you know, cook it and eat it ourselves, which was a hit. You know, we just, the health insurance companies, we have them come in. It's really hard to navigate with like Mass Health and Medicaid. And we have people come in and help them, you know, weekly. And we do, like you said, a lot of practical things. We go by what are the needs of our seniors and we try to accommodate them as best as we can. And a lot of our funner things that they like to do are like our outings. We go to the casino at least once a month. We went to Tossville Fair a couple of weeks ago. We had over 50 seniors sign up for that trip.
Wow.
We went to Brooksby Farms. We went apple picking, pumpkin picking. We do everything, you know, all the seasonal events that we can do. And, you know, whatever the seniors bring up that they really want to do, we try to make it happen for them.
Yeah, it's definitely a very collaborative environment, which I love. I wish I could have gone on the Topsfield Fair trip. I didn't get there this year, and I was so sad. I love going.
Yeah, it was a great time.
It was. And do you go on all the trips yourself, too? Or is it staff?
I go on some. I can't really. I don't have the time to go on all of them. But we kind of take turns, the staff here, on who goes and who stays back. I think another big thing that our senior center does is like our holiday parties.
Oh yeah.
People love our holiday parties. We just had our celebration of Hispanic Latino Heritage Month, and we had a live band. We had different cultural dances representing the different countries in Latin America. We had the food from all the different Latin American countries, and it was just a great event. We had a lot of people come out.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, it sounds like a really fun time. I saw the video for it, and it looked great. So engaging. Looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we try to be very engaging and, you know, equitable and inclusive to all our seniors. You know, before we had a lot of them didn't feel like they were included with what was going on. So we put an emphasis on that. We want to be inclusive to all.
Yeah, and I think you definitely do that from the work that I've seen you do, the events I've gone to, it really does. They seem to feel very included in it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, of course. One final thing I'll ask you. Another thing that you'd mentioned, I want to see if I get this right, about maybe expanding the building itself or like your physical space. Did I get that right?
Yeah, so I think within I don't want to say the wrong dates, but at some point we'll have access to the second floor.
Oh, great.
I don't know. Still not sure of how much of the second floor the senior center will have, but we will have some spacing up there, which will be extremely helpful. And we plan to put the space to best use as we can. But yeah, eventually we'll have the second some space in the second floor.
That would be great. Like you said too, for programming, for an event, for anything that you feel you can best use the space for.
Yes. I think it'd be great upstairs for a computer lounge.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully we can have a computer lounge and maybe like an exercise area where we can have our dance classes as well upstairs.
Yes, definitely. And before I do a quick wrap up, just want to say where you are again, like located, your address.
Okay, so we're located at 37 Front Street, Lynn, Mass. 01902. We're right across the street from Harrington Elementary School. And for the people that don't recognize the address or the school, it is the old R&V building back in the day. Some people will get it right away once I say that. So yeah, we're here and we're welcoming to all seniors, and we hope to see you come by.
Yes, hope so. And thank you again for coming on to talk about all these great programs.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Of course. And once again, this has been Chris Gomez. I'm Dani Vittori. This is the Lynn Lowdown, and we will see you next week with more guests. Now for the community calendar. On November 9th, there will be an ARPA meeting at City Hall where groups can come and discuss their proposals, beginning at 6 p.m. On Friday, the 11th, Gala is hosting an open reception for the Jurd Member Show from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The exhibit will be open from November 11th to December 16th. Located at 25 Exchange Street, gallery hours are Thursdays 1 to 4 p.m. and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday the 12th is the first Drinksgiving fundraising pub crawl, taking place at various bars throughout the city. Saturday the 12th is the first Drinksgiving fundraising pub crawl, taking place at various bars throughout the city, beginning at the Order of the Hibernian at 1 p.m. Hibernian, how do you say that? Hibernian? Okay, I got it. God, I don't like this one. Okay. Saturday the 12th is the first Drinksgiving fundraising pub crawl, taking place at various bars throughout the city, beginning at the Order of the Hibernian at 1 p.m. It then continues... Hibernian, God, Jesus, oh, I don't like this word. Why did I put it in here? Okay. Saturday the 12th is the first Drinksgiving fundraising pub crawl, taking place at various bars throughout the city, beginning at the Order of the Hibernian at 1 p.m. It then continues to Tony's Pub at 3 p.m., Jade Pacifica at 5 p.m. Good God, I hate this one. Okay. Saturday the 12th is the first Drinksgiving fundraising pub crawl, taking place at various bars throughout the city, beginning at the Order of the Hibernia at 1 p.m. It then continues to Tony's Pub at 3 p.m., Jade Pacifica at 5 p.m., and finishes at Raleigh's Tavern on the Square at 6 p.m. For more information on the events listed and all events happening in the community, go to lyntv.org/events. That brings us to the end of this week's news. Follow us on social media at Lynn Community Television to stay up to date on all the latest news, videos, and interviews. Also, go to our YouTube page, Lynn Community Television, to watch our videos, ranging from event coverage to press conferences. And visit our website, lyntv.org, to see the full community calendar, videos on demand, and press releases. I'm Dani Vittori. This is LCTV News, and we will see you next week.